Greetings, fellow cruisers. This is Jeff from Enjoy Life Traveling. I am on Utopia of the Seas, day 2, giving you a little bit of a rundown of what has happened so far. I'm in the room again and trying to get comfortable on this. This is the second vlog I've done, so I'm still kind of trying to get comfortable with it. But it was overall a pretty good day, a lazy day for me. I slept in, went to the Solarium Bistro and had chicken for lunch with some mashed potatoes. That is on deck 15 pool deck there, kind of on the far side, and it's in the adult only area, although they let kids into the food area, but there's usually less because of where it's at, and it's also usually a little less crowded because the Windjammer gets most of the action. Food's usually pretty decent there. I probably, second guessing myself, I probably would have went to the main dining room, but I didn't. I just went here and chicken was okay. It was a little dry, but not bad. Maybe a little undercooked. I don't know. I felt a little off later on in the day, but I don't know for sure that that's it. I'm just saying that's what happened. So, but overall, the food I feel like in the bistro is decent. If you're coming on here for fine dining, the bistro isn't it. If you're coming here to fill your belly up and go do something else, that's a quick and easy way to do it without fighting the craziness that's at the other end, which is where the Windjammer's at. So I think it's a pretty good option and probably something worth considering. You're gonna have a smaller selection, but again, if you're there to just fill your belly up and not have a huge selection of stuff, this is a good option for you. Plus, when you're done, if you want to be in the solarium, you're right there. If you want to just be in the main pool area, you're right there. So it's a pretty good location. So today I spent some time relaxing. I spent some time in the solarium, just kind of being lazy. I spent some time on the pool deck, just kind of being lazy. Weather was pretty decent, which is good. It was a little bit rocky today. I know they've been kind of fighting the seas because of some other storms that had happened, and I know that it's supposed to get a little overcast tomorrow. We'll have to see. Overall, I said it was just kind of a lazy day for me, and I was kind of tired, and like I said, for whatever bug I had going on from lunch, it was what it was. So I ended up going to the main dining room again for dinner, which I normally do, and I had the beef tenderloin with mashed potatoes, and it was outstanding. I hear some people that will complain about the main dining room, and I guess if you're expecting sort of that 70s, TV show cruising experience there, it's changed. Most of your stuff is going to be geared, the money that I think they spend is more geared towards the entertainment that's out there rather than the food. But really, this was outstanding, and everything really, for me, in the main dining room has been usually pretty good. If there's something I don't like, if it's whether taste buds or if it came out, and I haven't had the problem here lately, but if it comes out, cold or something like that, you're not bothering them. They want you to tell them that you had an experience, that's something that needs to be corrected, because it's a huge part of what they do. I put in there about an earlier video about, the tipping, and I brought up also putting out there as far as the ratings goes, and these guys need to get really straight 10s to get their raises and promotions, and mentioning them by name is a huge deal, and they will do everything they can. They will bend over backwards literally to fix it. I had an instance, my first cruise, the service was just a little slow. Well, it was a lot slow, and there was some mistakes. I really didn't care. I was with friends, and the head waiter had come around and asked what was going on, what I think about it. And I spent a lot of time in the restaurant business, in both working and in management. And as a manager, if you don't know something, you can't correct it. It's not that you're trying to get anybody in trouble. You're just trying to bring some opportunities for attention that they can fix it so it doesn't become something. And I just said, yeah, I was ordering a couple of drinks, and I said it was just, it was a little slow. I said, it's not the end of the world. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but we were with friends and having fun. And I was really downplaying. I mean, I couldn't have put this to them any softer than what I did. And if you're familiar with this industry in particular, you probably know what I'm talking about as far as putting it as gentle as you possibly can, that, yeah, this is an opportunity to fix it, but the person is super nice. They're fantastic to work with. You realize they're busy, and that it's not a problem with you. And I had drinks like you would not believe. I mean, they were on top of it. They brought me like 3 drinks, like right away, one after another. They were so apologetic. I mean, and I get it, since I've worked in that industry, you can't see everything. You try. As a manager, you do everything you can to try. And some days you're going to see a lot more than other days for just whatever is going on in the restaurant life, or what's going on in your personal life can affect that. So they jumped on top of that. And again, I'm going back 2 years ago on Explorer, and I've seen this throughout all the cruises that I've done, is that they will bend over backwards to help you. Just by mentioning it, I mean, I've seen people be rude in unnecessary situations, but again, that's not going to help you either. But they're going to do everything that they can to make it right for you. So I would tell you, if you're having a bad experience in really any of the dining places, mentioning it as an adult in a professional manner, in a constructive manner, well, they're going to fix it one way or the other. Anyway, that's not what this video is about, but I did want to bring it up to you. Any of these problems that are on a cruise ship food-wise can be corrected. On day one, I had status. The diamond status gets you a free day of internet, and this is a good opportunity to learn something new. With the internet package, I had my first day, and I did not purchase the internet package online prior to the cruise because I also have Prime status in the casino, and that gets you 30% off. So by doing it in this way and going in day one, or whichever first day I want to use the internet, I get that free, and now the remaining days is all I have to pay for, and I still get that 30% discount. So I went back to the desk and I'd let them know, hey, I've got my status. I had my card with me. I showed them that I've got the Prime status in the casino. They were very happy to help. There was a little bit of a line, and they said, yeah, go ahead and you purchase it through and I'll make the changes. So, for 4 days, or in this case, 3 days left, it was like $90, and I'm getting it for about 60 or so. And that's pretty good for that time. So, and I've got the other free day. And if you take that and extrapolate it, you can see that there's some good savings there just by planning out when you're going to do it. So if you have status and say it's Diamond or above and you've got your free internet day, or if you're Diamond Plus, 2 free internet days, you book that and you take care of that on the early part. And then you go and use, if you have the casino status, and get your discount on the back end of that. And if you are a family of 2 or whatever, and you have the status, and if maybe you just want to do one at a time, you could book day 1 and you use the husband, or doesn't really matter, the one person, and day 2 you use the second person. If you only need the one connection, because you can simply log out and let the other person log in, or use your laptop. It's just a login code. It's one device is what it is. It's one device. So you can change those devices around. It's just one can be connected at a time, and there's a code that you put in to make that happen. So if you do that again as a couple or 2 people going with status, you can share that. And day 1 you use it if that's what you want to do. Day 2, again, if that's what you want to do, and now you've got the rest of your cruise. If you also have the status in the casino to get that 30% off, being the Prime, now you've got an even shorter period, and you only have to pay for those remaining days, and you get that 30% discount. So it's pretty helpful, very lucrative, particularly now that I'm starting to do more things to where I need an internet connection doing this. It's a big deal, and I hope you find it helpful. After dinner, my goal was to get to the casino, because this was a comped cruise, and I wanted to try to get some points up. I'm not looking to, I'm already Prime for the next following year, the way that will run. And so I don't necessarily need the points. I'm not playing for signature. I'm not playing for masters. I'm just playing because I want to keep the offers coming in. And I know that to do that, I have to at least show some level of play. And as I've said in the past, if you can get yourself a few hundred points, you're going to start the process. And really, the more that you do and the more time you show in the casino, that's how you're going to get that on those email offers. On some of the other offers, it's just flat out point based. But as far as those email offers, are the offers that if you go to clubroyaleoffers.com, you can put in your last name and your Crown and Anchor number, and those are the offers that will get emailed to you. So even if you're not seeing an email, I would tell you to check that regularly, and you can find yourself some good options, whether it be discounts or free cruises. Yesterday I had spent $100, and I say I put in $100. I walked out with 124, and I had 151 points. So up $24, and a good little start to points today. Was a little bit better because I was at the casino a little bit more trying to get some points. And so I ended up putting in $300 total and took out a ticket of $225. So while I'm down a bit, I'm at a total now for 2 days of 503 points. And that's already good enough status as far as to start seeing some potential offers come in of some level. Even less than that can certainly make a difference. And when you're looking for those types of offers, it's the time spent in the casino. So as you've heard me say, hopefully in the past, is that you want to play for a longer period of time, which is why I'm usually betting the minimums on it, because I can play for a longer period of time on that money and even get more cracks at it. And there's a whole different video as far as knowing which machines to pick and the volatility and how you're going to win. But I know those things, and so that helps me to where it helps mitigate the damages and helps get me in the points. So as it stands right now, I am down $51, but 103 points, and looking forward to the rest of the cruise and seeing how that goes. I'd like to probably get another 100 or 200 points. I'm really not, again, pushed for anything. I just like to show that I'm going to play a little bit more of the cruise. And so I will let you know in future videos what happens on day 3 and 4. So as I mentioned, today's been a totally lazy day. I didn't come on the ship with necessarily as much of a plan as I normally do. Normally I try to plan everything, and on this one here, being solo and being very last minute, because I said I accepted this cruise with I think maybe 2 weeks notice beforehand, and tried to book all the other stuff that goes with it, because it's a free cruise, but that doesn't mean they pay for your flights. It doesn't mean they pay for that hotel room to stay the night before. It doesn't cover port fees. It doesn't cover taxes, and it does not cover gratuities. And that is simply because, Royal Caribbean's only going to give you their stuff, and that is the cruise. Nothing to do with all the other things you need to do to get there. But that's what I do, and so there's cost involved in when I take these. And again, this one was taken because of the experience I'm looking for as a kind of a new cruiser blogger, not cruiser, but a blogger, or vlogger, I guess is the term, to try to get some content out and try it in this type of a format, and then see how I'm going to proceed on this. And you'll obviously see the progress as we go through here, and then hopefully you'll see that I'm getting better at it and better at it. So at least that's the goal. I found it a real challenge as far as I did this last video that I put out yesterday for day 1, and I did that on the ship. Now, again, my newness as far as learning the editing and all this and how everything works together. I've got one device, so trying to work the phone or use the computer, and I was struggling because I don't know all the technologies. So yesterday's video, I edited just through my phone. I've always used a laptop, and this time I tried through the phone, and you'll see that there's not a whole lot of extra over-the-top pictures and such that are in it, and I'm on the ship now, and depending on how this plays out and when I choose to release it, it may be the same thing where you see a little less as far as some of the over-the-top pictures is what's happened. And I see a lot of other bloggers out there or vloggers out there that do this, and they're waiting a week or 2 weeks. That may be what I end up doing to see how it rolls, but I like to have it a little more current, and I'm hoping that'll kind of work out. But if not, there may be just a little bit of a delay as far as when you see the stuff, but I want to make it as current as possible. So again, I appreciate your support. It means a lot. We're actually getting close to 1,000 subscribers as I do this. I think we're right around 22 people away, which for us is obviously fantastic. You want the support, and I've got the watch hours in. And what it means for me is, of course, all the money that's been put in to create this now have the opportunity to where they'll allow some monetization opportunities with some of the ads that are already happening. And the other things is, you guys, if you're into YouTube, you know the opportunities that are out there. So I'm looking forward to that, and I definitely appreciate your support. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.